are 1-1 against each other, so we know it's gonna be a heated matchup, an absolute guaranteed banger as we are loading onto the Rift, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. Let's get the CBLOL upper bracket finals between Pain Gaming and Loud going.
Damage is so dangerous on their con. Look at the 4-0 statistic there. Not many players can boast a win rate like that on a champion at this point in the CBLOL. That's truly incredible there. B-Boy 3-3 on the Zeri. Power pick, but certainly an explosive one, right? Could go either way. And yeah, we're getting settled in now, Liffy.
I'm a little bit more impressed by Wise's 100% win rate on Sion, man. I'm not feeling a Sion, but I'm ready to be surprised. On the other side, if we're talking a little bit about what Loud has been doing with these champions, Seos on his Nautilus, absolutely impressive. But the most interesting thing for me here is going to be Robo without a single cannon game this season. So a little bit of a challenge. The top lane, something I'd usually say we need to keep an eye on between these two, but it's a Sion versus a cannon. It's not going to be too interesting. So we are eyeing up this bot lane X-Men. This is going to get wild over the first, I want to say, 10 minutes, especially with Karaoke and Croc probably pathing downwards since they're both starting topside.
We're dangerously close to a Yordle meta, Lithy.
Oh God, no!
With Vygar being strong, Kennen being incredibly strong here, hooked on bot side. They're just going to trade down a little bit here. No Blade Caller going through damage, so not too much happening. But yeah, Kennen's super strong as well. I would say Lulu's fairly strong there too, but just a few more Yordles start to pick up in the meta, and we'll be full-blown Yordle meta. It's going to be some spooky stuff.
I'll be very honest with you. As soon as I see Teemo in the meta, I'm going to stop casting League.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm switching to Tetris, I think. They got good casting over there. I hear. I want to be a part of it, but for now it's League of Legends, and we're getting into it. We're getting amongst it here. Full clears both sides. Both sides clear the bot side, just like you predicted, Lithy. Playing towards the bottom side of the map, trying to attain some dragon stacking. Fun fact, I was interested looking at some of like the fringe statistics before I went live. So every time a Hextech dragon has spawned in the playoffs for either of these teams, both of these teams have secured it, have slain it. They have not left any Hextech dragons on the board, and there have been quite a few actually that have spawned in either team's games here. Croc looking deep engage.
That is a risky position. He already used the Nimbus Strike, so he will need to run for the hills. He has a blast cone to work with, but Dinquedo is here, and Croc maneuvered himself into a not a great position. How does he get out there? Tinold getting in with the root and the follow by Seos. It's a first blood for Loud. How did they pull that one out of nowhere?
He's just out. The W gives him obviously the invisibility. He's able to flash away there and get past the cage. But holy cow, the follow up from Loud was so incredible. Seos with the hook coming down, and Croc himself is actually able to, I think, get back in somehow. Didn't see how he was. I guess the Nimbus Strike came back up. Was able to get back in and get the first blood down onto Dinquedo. That's an incredible result from Tino's now in trouble.
But Tino's with a beautiful flash out of the root. It's a flash burned here from the Loud mid laner all in all. Pain trying to play catch up after this disastrous action in the jungle. And I was gonna start talking about the deep vision line that Loud established around the red buff, how much pressure they were putting on to Karaoke just starting out this match, and then it just all went to garbage basically in an instant.
Here's a replay for you. You talk about really, really solid early game skirmishing potential here. Like the Nimbus Strike is so good. The clone, such a strong tool for him here. So he's going to clone up here. Nobody can see him. He's going to walk through the bush. And no, he doesn't flash. He just walks out. He flashes back in for the kill here. And yeah, I don't know. I guess lack of focus I would chalk that up to for Pain. It kind of seems like they let him walk out.
Pain just burned everything on the clone. They had nothing left when he got out of the invisibility. They found the knockup. They thought it was the real Croc. It was not. And suddenly, well, the alligator's jaws snap shut. You get death rolled, and it's a first blood fallout. And with that, well, Tino's already on an assist. A Wukong with an early kill, Axeman. We thought we would see some action around bot lane. It's action around the jungle. And a level 6 Lissandra already.
Yeah, already level 6 here. We're not even at the 6-minute mark yet, so those mid laners are pretty solidly accelerated at this point. Top lane, things have been back and forth a little bit. Both sides able to slow each other down. Kennen forcing Weiser off of the CS. Weiser forcing Robo right back off. You can see with the big Qs there. Difficult for Robo to get out from under those and no real way to stop Weiser.
He's still a good chunk of CS ahead. Solid 8 CS lead, only growing at the moment as he has a push going. And in the meantime, especially the mid lane prio, combine that with the bot lane prio that Loud has been working for over the last few minutes, this is going to allow them a very, very free first Cloud Drake of this upper bracket final. Little laser attempt there by Bavoy to steal that away, but ultimately, it's a first dragon fallout, and we get the dragon stacking started early. Soul Point could roll around as early as 27 minutes.
You like to see it. Like to see those early dragons for sure. They're going to slow down a little bit here. See a death ball rolling down to the bottom side. It's going to break up a little bit and roll back up to the top. And things will cancel out a little bit here in the 2v2 down bot side. Really like to see Croc trying to continue forcing these advantages. He is a much better skirmisher. And you see the pings coming out from Pain Gaming side as well, not having tracking on the Wukong. Weiser doesn't seem too worried about it, though. Yeah, Croc's going to go back and hit his own camps. And slow things down a little bit on the Rift here. We have just 30 seconds now until the Rift Herald spawns on the top side of this map. That Scuttle Crab, the Speed Shrine, is up for Loud. So Pain will have to walk across it to get into the pit for the objective. And there is no level 6 from either junglers.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to what the junglers are going to do in the next few minutes, right? Because I don't think we'll see a lot of standalone action from these lanes. Bot lane, the only one where I'd say, yeah, we could see a 2v2 to the death, basically. But all in all, I'm really expecting the junglers to make the large portions of impact here. And with the Herald being started up by Karaoke and Weiser, it doesn't look like Loud actually cares enough about this to contest, even though they can see that it is going on thanks to the Scuttle Crab. So this objective, free pickup for Pain. And in the meantime, talk about action in the bot lane. There we go. Seos and Damage trading some of that.
Yeah, some damage going back and forth a little bit here. Croc going to be in the mid lane. Dunkado too far up.
The Cyclone coming in, the cage for a little bit of peels, but the flash forward by Tinones. He gets the root as a follow-up. The damage is good. The Ignite is in, and Tinones gets it. Blowing up Karaoke. Beautifully done. They swap target in the middle of the attempt, and Inquado forced out. Loud, looking good.
Beautiful play there from Croc. He's going to be able to get onto his camps really quickly as well, so that will establish a lead for him in the jungle position on top of the kill and assist he's already garnered. As well here, Lithy, excuse me, those plates going to go down to 10 ounce here too. That's half a solo kill for each plate as well. So lots of nice gold for 10 ounce. Takes the reset. He'll be able to convert that into items. He has the blue buff here as well, as he's able to take that off of Karaoke. So really no reason to reset if he doesn't particularly want to. It's just him spending gold here. But he will still have that buff as he comes back into the lane. Not good news for Dunkado. This is going to slow him down in the series.
We were talking about it already, right, Axeman? The first game of the split. Tinones popping off on Lissandra, completely steamrolling Pain Gaming. And another thing that we need to mention, now that he is starting to pick up kills. 17 more X-Men. 17 kills more, and Tinones is gonna take the all-time kill lead in CBLOL. But for now, Karaoke is stuck between a rock and a hard place as he has no Vault Breaker to get out. But the lightning crash over the wall is gonna be enough burst to just annihilate Croc. It's a 1-for-1 trade. And a little bit of a shutdown on the Wukong. Pain finally getting something on the board.
They get a little something back here, shut down that Wukong, and slow the progress of Loud exponentially here. Sale's going to try to re-engage. Blade Caller not going to deal enough damage, and the two sides will separate here. Dragon up in under a minute. It is a Hextech Dragon, and that is not good news for the Dragon stacking from Loud. They love stacking Hextech Dragons, but this will be the only one that spawns in Summer's Rift, Liffy. It'll have to be some other type of dragon for them.
One of these teams, X-Men, is going to lose their perfect Hextech Dragon record in the playoffs. Isn't that a tragedy?
Yeah, right. You have to give up one of these Hextech Dragons. I think Pain is probably going to be the side that ends up giving up that dragon, as we see the setup from Loud coming through here. The vision setup is really nice from them. And of course, they're just a little bit stronger on the bottom side of the map here as well.
I think the vision setup in general is a very interesting point of discussion, because that is what led to this First Blood shenanigans action. In general, Loud doing a very good job of keeping this vision line actually very offensive.
100%, right? And it's just actuating on leads and being able to force those leads into new positions here as well. Karaoke.
Oh no, Robo needs to flash out. The Slicing Maelstrom is gonna look for enough CC, maybe. The Season Desist, the knock up underneath the tower. It's just Wiser looking for enough damage. It's a 1-for-1. As Karaoke dies to the turret, but still, Robo down for the count. It is something for both teams.
Certainly is. 1-for-1 back and forth across the map. Loud pick up the dragon, and it is a mountain map, so some rocks spread out on Summoner's Rift here, and also both sides playing for additional resistances here too. And that is going to be strong for either side. I will say for Loud, the bruisers on that side are going to get unkillable. Seos gets a lot harder to pick, which is certainly a weakness for Nautilus as you push later into the game. If your Nautilus is dying 5, 6, 8 times in the late game, suddenly the pick starts getting a little less worth for you there. See the Rift Herald charging up top, Lance. Interesting. So yeah, all those problems are solved by the Mountain Dragons. Take a look at the replay here. Robo flashing out. He hits the Slicing Maelstrom. Does a nice spot of damage here, but unfortunately, the ultimate for Karaoke is going to apprehend him here. Karaoke dies to the last turret shot. Wiser's able to walk out there. So nice little trade back and forth. Nice little 1-for-1.
It's actually a lot worse for Pain Gaming than you'd first assume, right? Especially now with the Herald drop, you can see what the plan was for this Herald. Find the kill on Robo, drop the Herald, maybe even get turret First Blood on top side, or at least get Wiser a bunch of platings. But Robo gets a kill in this 2v1, which is absolutely massive for the cannon, accelerating that little hamster a little bit faster, but also allowing Loud to find a massive turnaround cross-map play in the bot lane, getting multiple plates into the pockets of route.
Certainly, and those plates are not going to be available for Wiser whatsoever. Obviously, the Rift Herald doesn't get the charge here, but we're at the 14-minute mark, right? The plates are just gone. So that was the shot for Wiser and Karaoke to try to get some of that plating gold. It just will not happen for them here. And we'll set them back considerably, as that was a nice little Rift Herald play that they had made. Just like you said, trying to trade back some value from the Dragons. It's not going to be available for them. Down bot side, Karaoke looking for an angle here. They have nice vision, which is not something they can normally speak for. But it is not nice enough. No tracking on Tinones or Croc. Last seen heading bot, and he's going to get the heck out of dodge. You don't want to be here when the Wukong gets here.
It's a lot of pressure towards the bot side. Especially Tinones again and again looking for these roams. And then it's a little bit of what we were expecting, right? We talked about it in draft that this Lissandra could find a lot of side lane impact, especially Tinones, someone who loves to just get in on these skirmishes, get on in these side lanes, and with the wave clear you have against the Veigar, you have the room and the time to go for it. Turret First Blood picked up by Route. Loud just putting on the thumb screws more and more, accelerating their gold lead now up to 2,000 and some change. In the meantime, Pain is going to try to answer back in some way, picking up the second Herald.
Second Herald's going to be important for them here as well as they try to... Okay, Croc may be in trouble.
Well, that's a bit of a deja vu. The quickness comes in, the knock up, the charm. Croc gets blown to pieces by Dinquedo. Great pick by Payne.
He's going to hold on to his flash with diamond hands here. He knows his win condition is dragon stacking, and he's not going to blow that flash before the dragon, even with it being a minute and a half out here. So he will die to this invade. And if you're going to die on Wukong here, Liffy, I think it should be on an invade like that, right? Obviously, it's a little hairy. You know, the clone trying to play with it here. Ooh, gang topside.
But there's a cage into the season desist. The slicing maelstrom. Robo looking for some good damage, but doesn't have enough. The protobell doesn't help him. His flash is like 5 seconds off of being ready. Great gank. Payne starting to find angles back into this game.
They are finding a number of angles here. The picks coming through for them with the cage from Vigar, the lockdown from the Vi there as well with a single target. CC is coming through big for them. They're going to have nice engage tools here as well as they push into the late game with the Scion, the Rakan. So you want to see some of these advantages mitigated here if you're Loud.
Yeah, I mean, late game is a very, very important thing to bring up here, right? Because you don't only have the Scion in the top side, you have a Veigar in the mid lane that's scaling incredibly. You have Bavoy on the Zeri, one of the best scaling ADCs in the game currently, and you already talked about Dinquedo's win rate on Veigar, right? This man is incredible. So the longer this game goes, I think the worse it's going to get for Loud. These guys are playing on a timer, even if it isn't that intense, with their own scaling being pretty good as well.
This is already a standout performance so far from Tinones, but as much as it has been a good game from Tinones, it's been a really, really good game from Dinquedo, right? I mean, you could look at some of the stats there on your screen, damage per minute, KD, of course, there as well. Everything looking so solid from both of these mid laners. Incredible head-to-head statistics from both of them. We're looking at the Dragon take now. Loud looking for it.
Yeah, down to 2k. This would be soul point. No, it's stolen away. Dinquedo gets it, but they engage into the backline. It is a massive glacial tomb, but the turnaround is good. But here comes Robo. 4 men! Slicing Maelstrom, and there it is! Loud just pounce on them, but the fight is far from over. Weiser still very much awake and alive. Croc going down as Karaoke is running for the hills, tries to get over the wall, but there is Robo to catch him on the way out. Loud find a massive team fight for the 4-4-2.
That's incredible there. Tinon's dying super early in that fight, getting bursted out by Dinquedo and not able to deal as much damage, certainly, but the Slicing Maelstrom came through. A lot of damage from Croc and Root as well, and Loud are able to salvage that fight a little bit here. You can imagine if you're allowed to keep Tinons through that fight, the fight gets really easy for Loud. So you can get a replay through for us in just a little bit. Perhaps we're getting like a slow pan on Dinquedo, and I mean, he deserves it, man. Holy cow, here's the replay. There. Honestly, I'm in favor of the slow pan. That was some fun stuff. We got a nice setup here for you. They're burning down the dragon. Croc's got the smite. Everything's looking good. Who gets the steal? It's Dinquedo. That big comet coming down for you there. Yeah. Really solid stuff there. Picks up the Mountain Dragon, but look at Tinones there. Sorry, gets absolutely blown up by the Vigar damage. Could not believe it myself. Speaking of damage, he goes down early in this fight as well. Croc picked off by the front line of all things.
Yeah,
Who are eventually hunted down a little bit here as well. I'd imagine Croc's a little frustrated there. The way his team's damage profile works is that they kind of offload at the start of the fight, and then things get a little hairy with the sustained damage. So as he's trying to fight the front line, it's just a 1v2, despite him being in the middle of his team, and he does go down eventually. But yeah, nice fight from Loud, but still a lot of gold getting into the pockets of Dinquedo. That is not where Loud wants that gold to be. He's almost got the death cap here, Liffy.
Yeah. Payne finding some comebacks, right? The death cap almost ready for Dinquedo, as you mentioned. The thing really is, Loud was able to preserve a little bit of a gold lead thanks to this really good team fight. Off the back of Tinones' engage was a massive, massive claw just into the middle of the enemy team that allowed them to get that team fight rolling so well. But still, Payne Gaming already looks incredibly scary, and the fact that Loud did not get this dragon, this is going to delay their soul point by another 5 minutes. I mean, okay, it's going to be another 2 minutes 20 now, since it's been some time already. But we talked about the timer. Tick, tock, X-Men. Tick, tock.
Tick tock. Yep. It's getting close here. Just certainly getting close here, Lithy. Bring the energy down here just a little bit. I think things are going to be slow for a while here. Get 2 minutes until the next dragon. I think either team is in position to take the Baron either. It's going to be a lot of farming on Summoner's Rift. I do want to bring up a statistic we were made aware of before this series. Tinones is exactly 18 kills off of becoming the all-time CBLOL kill leader. He is just now 17 kills behind Mikau, who of course is not in this particular series, so does have the opportunity to overtake here. So he just needs 17 more kills to overtake. Now, if this series goes to 5 games, he's going to need over 3 kills per game, and is sitting at just 1 now, Lithy. So it's going to be a pretty heroic effort to get to that 18, but he's on his way.
I'll be very honest with you, X-Men. We got 5 games to go through today, so I think he'll get there. It's going to be a great time, and we'll get some banger teamfights along the way. So far, this game has been pretty heated. I love what I am seeing from both of these teams so far. The early game looking a little bit better for Loud, of course. They got onto the objectives early, but Pain not to be beaten out. I mean, they secured both early heralds. And finally, now that the mid game is starting to roll around, right, the Pain playoffs buff coming into effect slowly but surely. And it's really all going to come down to these teamfights, right? Because you have a little bit of a dive comp with the Zeri going on the side of Pain Gaming, and you have just the full-on old wombo combo action on the side of Loud. So both teams really looking for some sort of 5v5, but Loud a little bit more so.
I would say so, yeah. I think they're feeling a little bit stronger and liking that 5v5 a little bit more here. Robo's ultimate gives them a lot of freedom there in those 5v5s. Lots of big team fight ultimates on this team, actually. So, yeah, the 5v5s look really solid from them, but the engage, just a little bit better from Pain. I think you have to watch. Yeah, they're just going to start it up here. They don't burn it fast.
Yeah, but there was a blue trinket thrown in, so Loud is painfully aware of this, and Robo, he is nowhere around. He doesn't have a TP. This is a fight without the cannon, and there's Tinones going into the pit. The Baron is going over to carry out, but still, Loud is gonna fight this 4v4. Big damage going through from the Veigar and Pain. They are winning this fight, already taken out round, but here comes the Robo, the slicing Maelstrom, sending down lightning bolts all across the board. Croc trying to follow this one up, and Pain, they're running for the hills. They want to keep this Baron buff up and going. Dinquedo gets Croc down to 100 HP, gets stunned on the cage and taken out. The Veigar running for the hills. The Meteor misses, and here comes the anchor to weigh him down. It's a 3-for-3 overall, but Pain Gaming secure the Baron.
That's a really great play from Robo. Such a funny way to end that fight when we're talking about Tinones trying to become the kill leader. Seos walks up and like last hits a kill from him. Come on, man. What are you doing? But that's funny. 3,000 damage down there from Route, over 3,000. 3,500 actually for Dinquedo. Just massive damage numbers coming out of these guys right now. Dinquedo actually shut down there. That gold going over to the Nautilus. But we like a Nautilus with a little bit of gold. I will say that. Once again, Robo, crazy play. He's booking it across the map, right? Has to show up super late. Even drops the slicing Maelstrom a little bit early there, but is able to get in and get that damage down to several members. Goes down pretty quick, but after that, Tinones is able to follow up with the damage. Really nicely done there on the Dragon now. Here, Lithy. I'll get out of your way here in a second. We're looking at karaoke for a steal. Oh!
Croc is going in with the smite, gets it. Soul point now claimed for Loud, but the team fight is underway. Nice cage coming through from Tinones to get this whole thing a little bit further going, but Loud already takedown damage. Seos down to 200 HP, and here come the kills for Bavoy. The Zeri popping off, and it's a proper shocker for Loud. It is a double kill for Pain's ADC, and they are looking for some push power. Maybe even got some Baron buffs to support this. Solid fighting here by Pain.
Yeah, it looked like several Loud members had stayed out on the map. Trying to goodness. Try to secure the positioning on the dragon. They do get the dragon. They lose the fight as a result, as Pain Gaming are allowed to spend a lot of the gold that they have earned. And they were just a little bit stronger on the map at that particular moment. Takedo taking down turrets. They're going to take down several turrets actually here, as those Baron empowered minions are not available to defend for Loud. But yeah, incredible team fight there. Honestly, I didn't think Slicing Maelstrom would be back up in that amount of time, but here's the replay coming through for you. So Maelstrom's up. They're able to get the damage down, but not on any of the squishier targets, just on the front line.
Look at the decisiveness of Pain fighting these team fights.
Yeah, really. Just the all-in there, the Rakan, the Vi, everything going forward really steadily there. Rout's left all alone at the back end, but Rout has not been where the gold is stacked for this team so far. It doesn't have the damage to stack up, unfortunately. B-Void picking up the double kill on the back end, but more action, Lithy.
Yep. Wiser looking a 1v3 in the eye and says, I have backup coming, you guys better run. So they do. All in all, Loud facing up a series of very heavy clapbacks over the last few minutes, right? We were talking about how this game was going to slow down here for a second at the 20-minute mark, and suddenly we're going from one explosive team fight into the next, kicking all this off with Robo's TP to the bot lane and Pain Gaming immediately pulling the trigger on that Baron.
I just noticed Root's got 3 items. He kind of is where the gold is stacked here for Loud.
Yeah.
So that Zai is getting a little spooky down there bot side. But yeah, you look
with the Banshees as well.
Yeah, he's got the Banshees coming through. We need to talk about this Scion at some point as well. He's not got the most items on Summoner's Rift, but 405, my goodness. The guy is taking some serious kill in these fights. It's really incredible performance from him so far. I think Wiser, you said, is undefeated on Scion. That's something else, man. I can't believe that. That's incredible.
Well, it's one game so far, but
it counts.
Based on what we've seen from Scions in CBLOL this season, that's still a good quota. But something we probably should talk about as soon as this gank attempt is over by Loud is Wiser's performance in general, right? Because regular season, Wiser has been very much kind of the side lane split pushing threat for Pain Gaming, not doing too much in terms of team fights. I think he was barely getting up to the 60% kill participation for his team. Now in the playoffs, this man is a monster. Kind of hovering around the 80% kill participation for the team, playing these team fight tanks. So Pain Gaming finally finding a way to incorporate Wiser into their game plan and their long-term game strats, and it's working so damn well.
No, it's working incredibly so far, and the passive is stacked up really nicely for him as well. He's got 4,000 health stacked up there. With the tank items in tow as well. Nice resistances. They do have a Mountain Dragon there too, making him just a little bit heavier. And he's been such an important engage tool for his team. And waiting through the damage. Waiting through Robo here. Karaoke.
Nice stopwatch to get out of that cease and desist, but he still has the Slicing Maelstrom on cooldown, so not much he can do to get out of this gank. Beautiful pickup. Pain, once again, great shot calling to find advantages, and especially a few seconds before this Baron spawns, this is absolutely on point from Pain Gaming so far, and they can just push Loud away without giving them an angle into this Baron pit and take control of the map.
This is really well done from Loud here. Shirelli's going to pop out as they try to chase down.
Yep, Cage on Seos, and knock up onto Rout, and he's going to get routed right back to the fountain as another pickup comes through here for Pain Gaming. Seos down for the count as well. Another 2 dead, a Mountain Dragon for free. And let me tell you, X-Men, that's a Baron on a silver platter.
Easily, Shirley is the strongest item you can pick up on a support, and definitely on a support like Rakan. You're just running down the enemy team across Summoner's Rift. What an incredible item. I don't think Robo was expecting that level of play when he went down. I mean, he dies with, like you said, Slicing Maelstrom up. He dies with Flash up as well. He's holding on to all of these tools for this Dragon play, assuming that his team will be able to neutralize without him until he's back up. And he's just incorrect, right? Bad call. In fact, they're going to run down the Loud members across Summoner's Rift, take the Dragon down. Now they're onto the Baron here, Lithy. This is doom for Loud. This is the opposite of everything they could hope for.
This is what could make or break this game, the final nail in the coffin, and Croc can't even get close for an attempted steal. Baron picked up 1.5k gold into the pockets of Pain Gaming. 5k, almost 6 now. This gold, no, never mind, it's flat 5k, my math is off once again. But Baron powerplay, X-Men, tell me what they can do with it.
Oh, they're going to extend this lead for sure. They're already up 2,000 gold on the power play so far. Loud are going to have to defend against this. The top side of the map should be the focus as the Dragon is down for a considerable amount of time. We could see them play around the bottom quadrant here a little bit as they play through the jungle and try to get some picks established here. The pick potential from Pain's roster is massive. I would like to see them get in lane, though, with their the buff they got.
Also, like how meticulous they are clearing out these wards, right? Because they need to eliminate any attempt that Robo could find at a TP flank or just a flank in general on this cannon. Because I think that's one of the few things that could be absolutely devastating for Pain.
Here we go. We're going to play through the bottom side of the map, actually. A little bit here. Try to get onto those inhibitors. We've seen this played a number of times. This is where Pain Gaming's comp is going to be missing the Talia, that big wall shutting off the quadrant and enabling them to get onto the inhibitor.
Yeah, but the Bladestorm is already out. Pain pushed off the tower for the moment as the Vega cage is on cooldown. Look at Robo. He's all the way back down the lane and he's looking for a fight. The problem is Loud can't really follow up and find him. He's all by himself now. And it's already all over as Karaoke just connects on him. 1v1, that's not where you want to be as the cannon, especially with a Vi running that Guardian Angel. The slicing Maelstrom down for the count, and Karaoke doesn't even break a sweat. The flank threat is gone, X-Men, and so will be this inhibitor.
And Karaoke really calls his bluff there, too, eh? Oh, inhibitor tower gonna go down, damage all the way in.
But they don't have the connection. They can't follow this up. Croc deep into the front line, or the back line, actually. They finally find damage, but still, Loud putting up quite the fight, killing off the support. And Wiser and Dinquido so far down, they need to pull back immediately. They barely get the inhibitor. This could have gone south way, way worse really quickly.
That was easily an end-of-game scenario there if Loud don't play their cards right, but they do. I love Karaoke calling Robo's bluff down in that bottom lane, chasing him down, knowing that he can't blow the slicing Maelstrom, that he needs to hold on to it for the team fight, needs to hold on to his flash. I think Robo can actually fight that 1v1 certainly a lot better than he did. He was just trying to get away to maintain some of his tools, as he has in a number of these plays, trying to be disciplined with the resources he has in hand, the ultimate cooldown, the flash cooldown, all of that good stuff. But yeah, it's happened a number of times now here, Lithy, where he's trying to hold on to these tools, but keeps dying looking for the flank. At some point, you got to use them to stabilize, right? If nothing else, if you get that slicing Maelstrom in a good position, but it just doesn't do enough damage, Lithy, there's not enough of a point to really make it worth it.
Exactly. You need Rao to come in and pop off, and especially... trying to find nice things to say about dead hamsters, but it's really not that easy, man. But what is easy is the engages that damage keeps finding on this Rakan, man. You brought up how deadly this man is on this support, and he's just making it work. But the turnaround off of the back of it, Tin owns. The engage is good. The GA's popped. Loud find the first kill. The turnaround damage is pretty good from Dinquido, but it's not good enough. Here comes Round, all the way untouched in the backline. He's just gonna steamroll everything with the damage Wiser, trying to get out. The cage is up and running, but can they make it out? Tinones gets a meteor to the face and needs to back out. Loud win a team fight against the burned up Pain Gaming, and Croc will still look for more.
the sustained damage Route is able to lay down. Lithium has really changed the course of this fight. This is Dragon's Soul for them. If they can take it down, there's no one here to contest, and they will get this one for free. That's an incredible development for Loud, as they will win the team fight, win the Dragon's Soul. Just that much harder to kill now in these team fights. Exactly the advantage that they needed. Here's the replay coming in. Big Feather Storm flash from Route, as they thought they had locked him down, but not quite. The cage not going to connect. Bunch of damage comes back through. Nice hook, locks up several members. God. Big burst of damage there. And Tinone's dealing a bunch of damage. Route here. He's able to free hit. Karaoke eats it. Damage going to take damage there too. Wiser looking to stop the onslaught, but there's no way he can. Has to run out. Croc isn't able to change through the cage. Tinone's not able to follow up, and he'll disengage. The Dragon is the prize for Loud.
That's wild. That's a wild turnaround. You need to consider as well, this was a 4v5. Robo got picked off early. Imagine how that thing went with a slicing Maelstrom in the mix. Now it is super, super dangerous still. And Pain, well, even though they are 5 gold up, at this point, honestly, after these last 2 team fights around the base, I gotta just say, they are struggling to get into the base of Loud.
Yeah, they're having a real tough time here, Lithy. Closing out this game and pushing through here, but the Baron will be up for them now, and they're going to start up instantly. This is the kind of, I don't know, the kind of focus I've been looking for from Pain. From CBLOL game, teams all split, right? They take it down in record time, and now they're pushing out. Loud is here. Tinone's a Robo on flanks.
Yep, and Robo finds the backline, finds Tinquido, the follow-up with the Glacier Tomb, and the Vegas done, and Route can just free hit on the sidelines. Loud find the fight. Can they finish it off? No, it's a quick double kill for Karaoke as everything descends into chaos. Route with the stopwatch is gonna be finished off, and Pain Gaming get the triple on their jungler, and the ace is only a formality. The base is gonna crack, and this is gonna be game 1 in this upper bracket final.
It's incredible. They'll be able to force their way into the base with these advantages for sure. Seo's still running away, but this will be the end of the game. An unfortunate result for Loud. They had so many advantages built up, led for a good chunk of this game. Seo's still running away. He will eventually get ace there. And why we got to talk about that Scion at some point. I don't know if you saw the cues in that final fight. We're not going to get a replay on it, folks, but believe you me, several thousand damage coming out of the Scion in that particular fight here. And that will be the end of the game 1 in this best of 5. Pain open with a banger.
An incredible, incredible performance here. The Pain playoffs